cars on the lead lap. Nick Mace was the last of the bunch to be on the lead lap. As Durbin, looks like Shelley, Demax, Harple, Lamas, Hart, and DeLeese are on the lead lap as green flag is out on lap 190 of 350. And good start by pretty much everyone. Here comes DeLeese, though, as he's going to not be able to get the inside line from Applica-Pakal. This is a time for Applica-Pakal and a few of these other guys to get as many, well, Applica-Pakal's 2 laps down, but this is for, like, DJ Curtis. DJ Curtis has a chance here. He doesn't have a lot of help down there, but this is his chance to get a lap back, as it looks like Noah Hart's trying down low underneath DeLeese for the lead, and that's going to be a very good move. Nope, looks like Hart hit the bump, and whoa, there's some crazy racing back here. Not as crazy as earlier, but crazy racing at least. And looks like DeLeese is going to continue to lead here as Hart takes second place. Nick Mace is also on his way up the field as 4 wide too. That's gonna hurt Mace because he's gonna be stuck way down low. And there's somebody's like James Shelley. They're all trying to get through some of these this traffic that is being a bit of a pain to them. Shelley's trying 4 wide, but that's not going to work either. As it looks like Durbin's also down on the bottom line, trying everything he's got as well. So right now, Tamara DeLeese is our leader. Noah Hart in second. It looks like Shelley's going to try third. Shelley was almost lapped that time by and just beat out DeLeese back to the line. Really aggressive racing back here, as it looks like Applica-Pakal nearly got stuffed by Shelley, maybe. Shelley and Durbin, as Durbin's sliding back. And here comes some of the field people. Oh, Noah Hart's going for the lead right now over DeLeese. These 2 cars have been proving at the mid part of the race that they are dominant. And here they go. Noah Hart will take the lead there. Well, but it looks like DeLeese is going to try back again. Hart's going to lead the lap, but I think DeLeese is going to get the advantage here. And if I were DJ Curtis, I'd be going with DeLeese, honestly, but no, he's not going to. But it looks like DeLeese by himself is going to take that, just with the momentum that the inside line has through 1 and 2. Further back, we're looking at James Shelley in 3rd place. 4th place is Nick Mace, and 5th is Lamas. The 248 cars are doing very well. DeLeese leads the lap, but it looks like Hart's going for the lead now. And it looks like Shelley's also getting into this battle as well. So James Shelley is back in this race, it looks like. Is back in the hunt for the American 700. We will see if he will get it. Remember, a lot of stuff can happen. Cars can blow up and whatnot. Who knows? But it looks like DJ Curtis sure isn't helping Shelley out a whole lot, as Mace is down there as well. Who's going to get the bump? Who's going to hit the bump? Looks like pretty much everybody got the bump there on the inside line, and it actually looks like Harple's going to make a move on Mace as well. 3 are together now. It looks like these 3 cars are right now the best 3 in the race right now, as the other bunch are trying to battle with each other, Nick Mace and some of these other guys. Clean air is very much a thing here, as DeLeese is getting help from Shelley to the lead. However, can't close the door, and Hart's going to fight back on the outside. I believe DeLeese is going to lead that lap. Not by a whole lot, but he did. And Hart's going to try and regain the lead here, but DeLeese is on the inside. DJ Curtis is now holding up 3rd and 4th, which are Shelley and Mace. Here comes Hart's trying on the outside, but DeLeese has to make the move clear and before the bump, and then he's got it. If he can slide up, you can hit the bump and slide up and still gain your spot. However, I think this time, yeah, Hart's going to get it that time. DeLeese hit the bump too hard, and DeLeese is sliding backwards pretty quickly. Are they going to try 4 wide? Nah, it looked like Curtis was going to try something, but not going to happen there. DeLeese is going to get eaten up like by the swarm of hornets behind him, and there's 4 wide also back there, it looked like. They are making it cleanly, however, the clean 4 wide. There are over than that 5 lanes on this track, as it looks like they're coming up to lap Randy Carpenter in the 29 car. This is not a very good spot for them to catch him. As, oh boy, there's contact between Shelley and Carpenter. Shelley was not happy about that, and Man, that's going to really bunch up this field now. Mayor, it looks like Hart's gone, it looks like, but I don't like this pack at all, as they are trying to get by Randy Carpenter, as it looks like Mace got held up pretty badly by Carpenter. And it looks like Applicable made it through cleanly as well, but Noah Hart's got a big lead. However, this pack now is even more invigorated to catch him. Of course, there's Ian Dutta 2 laps down. Oh, it looks like Durbin slid around there on the bump and held up Thaber there, nearly got dumped by Thaber. Joseph Curtis would be the next lap car they'd catch, as this is not a very good location, and Hart would actually get held up a bit there. Harple's in second. Harple's going to actually gain a lot here. And it looks like Harple's going for the lead, actually. Nope, maybe not. Wow, that is a very dangerous spot they caught Curtis. Luckily, it looks like they're all doing a nice job getting by him. Maybe DJ won't, DJ Curtis, but cars are doing a oh boy, DJ Curtis is trying to throw a block as Lamas made a very aggressive move down the field. This is a pack I really don't kind of like, as this group here. But they make it work, surprisingly enough. And it looks like Applicable and now DJ Curtis, who are battling for, well, Applicable's 2 laps down, but they're battling pretty hard as well. But Noah Hart would get the lead, as Ike Durbin's going for second on the 28 car of Harple. James Shelley's back there as well, as both the Hyundais. Of course, the one is a few laps down as well. So this is going to be a very crazy end to this race, I have a feeling. Stops begin to take place here. Noah Hart and James Shelley are on pit road, and Durbin pitted as well. A few more cars are coming down pit road now. The majority of them are now led by, at that time, we'll see who's leading right now. Well, it looked like Harple was leading. So now Nick Mace is leading, and Nick Mace has a high pit stall, so we'll see what happens between Noah Hart and Nick Mace, as I think they're going to be the 2 to watch. Here comes Noah Hart out of the pits. Noah Hart was clearly the first one off pit road out of that group. Shelley's a little bit back. Durbin is third out of the pits out of that group. Here comes some cars out of the pits. 480 would actually be beat. No, not be beat, believe it or not. I thought he would be by Delise. Now, where's the 360? The 360 is already past him. Goodbye, 360. They will be dealing with Takamoto and Day now. Hart will, and Hart will just go to the outside and cleanly get by them. Finn guys be holding up a lot of these guys. Look at Harple on the apron getting by. That's legal in ARCSOA. There's no yellow line rule here. But, you saw that Finn guy was being slow, so Harple went on the apron to pass. Second place, we believe, will be James Shelley. Third will be Ike Durbin. And then there's this monstrous pack, as Noah Hart is pretty much by himself, but the pack actually has to get by these 2 cars, which are Takamoto and Day, who are both pretty slow right now. But it looks like Shelley is going to make quick dispatch of both of them, and so does Durbin. Now this pack is what I'm worried about. With Takamoto and Day, that's going to be a pretty interesting pack to watch. We'll see what they do. It looks like Mace is in the 480s going down low. Looks like Harple is as well. So far so clean. Looks like Demax is trying to make a move on Delise and pins Delise behind Takamoto. Although Takamoto is going to the low line, kind of screws Demax's chance. Demax is going to go even lower, but he's got to clear by the bump, and he might. He does. Demax clears by the bump, gets by his teammate, and right now we're starting to see some very interesting disposals of lap traffic, as well, I think that's Thaber, who is a couple laps down, is being held up by Takamoto as well. So right now we're starting to see some of these cars. Oh, Lamas must have got a really bad pit stop, as he's down in way back. And we're looking, yeah, Lamas got a bad pit stop, we're hearing. And Noah Hart's all by himself. And then there's Carpenter to get by, too. Man, not exactly what these guys wanted to see, as there goes Mace and Shelley by. There goes Durbin and Harple by. So lap cars are definitely playing their usual factor here in this American 700, like they do in typical. And here comes Carpenter. Goes high, blocks Delise. Holds up Delise, and it looks like, well, DeMax really can't go anywhere except pushing Delise. And the lap car of Dutta, who's actually quick, is also in this. Got caught out by pit stop strategy. Jack Waters also in this, or out rather, but 2 laps down. But it looks like, yep, this is going to be interesting now as the leaders are reeling in Noah Hart. That's Nick Mace and James Shelley. So now we're going to see this battle. It's been hyped about for a while. Mace versus Hart. The 2 legends of the sport. The only thing is that we don't have Myatt in the race anymore, but this could be a battle of the ages. They came out of retirement just for this race. Looks like Shelley's going to the inside. That'll prove that this is his series now. But Mace has a huge run with a draft, and will blast by Noah Hart like he's standing still. And Nick Mace takes the lead. One-off driver Sean Harple's up here, though. I'd be watching him. Ike Durbin, I think, doesn't have anyone to draft with, really. Unless if somebody hits the bump, which I think Harple did. So he might get some drafting help here, but we're going to see. Yeah, Durbin might close in here. If not, then he's got Delise back there as well, who's just kind of a backup plan if this doesn't work. But Nick Mace is gone. He won his qualifier. Now can he win the main race? Joseph Curtis would be the next back marker to navigate, as here they come to get him. Joseph Curtis is only doing about 187 miles an hour. Mace is going to dive low. Cleanly. Looks like Shelley and Hart had a big slow up there. Looks like Shelley is going to be held up a bit there, but it looks like Hart did as well. Harple might actually be the big beneficiary out of that, as he hit the bump and lost a lot of speed. Now he is underneath Hart and Durbin. Durbin gained a lot out of that too. But Durbin's going to get the bump here, I'm calling it. Harple's able to clear Hart, though, but Durbin would get the bump, as now we're starting to see, well, I don't think Delise has much of a chance, but Delise has to really catch up a bit. And just before the battle was going to get good, Noah Hart's Golden Corral car blows up. Not what anybody wanted to see. Kids won't be eating free at Golden Corral Day. It was a valiant drive by Noah Hart, the legend in this series, but man, the 700-mile race sure does put a toll on these engines. And Noah Hart is out. That car is done. This track is very high RPM, and, well, it shows. Noah Hart, good try, friend. Did great. Now we can join Kenny Myatt in kind of like the out group, cheering on Nick Mace, hopefully, as Nick Mace has a pretty big lead at this stage. James Shelley was happy about Noah Hart going out, though, because that gives him one less competitor to worry about, but now he's got to worry about Mace. Mace has been one of the fastest cars out there, but James Shelley's been consistently quick. He went almost a lap down, but brought it back. So James Shelley is doing a fantastic job here in this American 700. We have about 130-something laps to go, 140 to go. So we are definitely closing in on the time where this race is going to definitely pick up in intensity. Give credit to where credit's due. Sean Harple's doing a fantastic job in the 28 car. Doesn't look like a lot of cars will be getting points, full-time cars will, because they won't give points out to these one-off drivers, but looks like Shelley will get points at this rate. Durbin will. The CBM, no, that's not even the right CBM. Lamas will get a point, or get a couple points. Curtis will. Just go down the order. Not a lot of cars will be getting points in this race. Lap traffic now, this time of Carpenter and Takamoto. Looks like they're trying every which way to get by him. Mace does clear him. I think Harple was a little worried about the bump down there, as it looks like Thaber... Oh, that's Delise, actually, takes third. Delise is another guy that I'd be watching right now in the Hyundai. But Nick Mace, could he be on his way? He's tried winning the American 700 before, never had a lot of luck in the American 700. But could Nick Mace get an American 700 win here? Can James Shelley finally close in on his first win here on the biggest race of possibly his life? Could Tamara Delise somehow in a Hyundai win it? Or will Sean Harple be the upset of the century and win it? What's one thing without the American 700? Without more green flag pit stops, as it looks like James Shelley would bring it down pit road. However, the interesting thing is I believe Nick Mace stayed out. So Nick Mace stays out another lap. Or two. So Nick Mace is definitely playing a bit of a strategy game here. Harple's going to come in with Delise. It looks like no one really came in with Shelley maybe, but Shelley's going to come out with... Oh, he beat Day out, which is good, but he's going to come out with Stella, which could be a nice drafting help. Durbin also came in as well. Let's see if the 480's pitting this time. I believe he should be. Oh, he's got to pass. Oh, he's going to get held up by Joseph Curtis here, but he really can't pass because it looks like he's pitting. And so is Curtis. So Mace might be held up there by that driver. We'll see what James Shelley's going to do. Shelley, actually, if anything, is being held up by Stella. That's Pollard coming out. We're going to see here. Delise beat Harple out. Here comes Shelley. I think Harple and Delise are going to get the lead out. Oh, here comes Shelley, though. I think they're going to still get the lead out of it. I'm not sure. Shelley is closing. It's going to be a 3-car pack, I think, but right now, I say give it to Delise, the lead right now, unless it's the 48, who is coming out of the pits right now. The 67 lets him go, thankfully. What will happen with the 480 car? Oh man, by a mile. The 480's got the lead. By a mile, I think. Because these cars are going to have to get by Curtis, which will be a big factor, unless Curtis stays low. Which he does, nicely. Harple lets Shelley by. But Nick Mace has a big, big lead. Shelley's going for second, though. I wouldn't really be doing that if I were them. There's a Plicka-Pacall by himself. But I think right now is about the time where you're going to want to start working with Delise to get up to the lead. You got about 120 to go. I would be working a little under 120 to go. I'm thinking you work together now. You got to work together at this stage. We are approaching very quickly the 500-mile mark at lap 250. Then only 100 laps to go then. So, looks like Delise is going for the lead here on Nick Mace. And James Shelley is down there as well. Trying to help him out, and Shelley's going to get the bump, though, I think. Yeah, Delise slides high, misses the bump, but looks like Shelley's going to hit it. Here's now have to deal with the Plicka-Pacall and Jeffrey Finguy, who Mace gets held up massively by Finguy, but it blocks Shelley. Mace is blocking Shelley all over the track. It looks like Shelley is going down low, though, to take the lead. Harple went with a Plicka-Pacall, which was the better move. However, Plicka-Pacall doesn't give him the inside, like, or doesn't give him the outside like Finguy did, and Delise is going to fight back here. Shelley is trying everything, as now they're going to come up to Carpenter, who is another one to watch. They're going to get him on a straightaway, though, which is kind of the best location. And Mace dives low. Pretty much everyone is going low underneath Carpenter. Not a Plicka-Pacall gun, went really kind of crazy there as Delise tried making a move on a Plicka-Pacall. And Harple's going to get the bump here as he's going to try and make a move. Maybe not get the bump. Kept in it, and it looks like now Mace is trying to make a move on Shelley. Shelley's going to lead lap, but Mace is going to lead with 110 to go. But Mace is going to get the lead with 110 to go. Nakamoto is going to be the next lap car for Nick Mace to deal with this. He's got a big lead as Shelley hit the bump, and it looks like a Pukka is going to go to the inside of him. So, this is, again, like I said, a crazy kind of turn of events with all these good cars falling out in that big one. And, well, now we're dealing with a bunch of cars I thought were going to win this race, and now Noah Hart blew up. Race isn't over yet. Who knows? Some of these guys could blow up for all we know. But here they go. Down the inside goes Nick Mace. Shelley's going to block off DeLeese to get by Takamoto, and Harple's just trying to help, just trying to hang on with these guys. He's up with one of the legends of the sports, Tamara DeLeese, who's in a really good car. James Shelley, who's one of the rising talents. And Harple's just trying to hang on, seems like. James Shelley, however, would hit the bump and fall out of the lead pack as it's now, and so did Harple for that matter, so it's down between DeLeese and Mace now. We're approaching the 500-mile mark in this race, which is kind of a big stepping stone because that's the longest stock car race other than the American 700. It ends at 500 miles, so you still have another 100 laps and 200 miles to go after that, so... And this race has been surprisingly caution deficient, believe it or not, which is kind of a surprise to me. The 500-mile mark, some cars would be coming down pit road as James Shelley brings it down. A few other cars, 480 stays out predictably again like he has been. And DeLeese and the Hyundais will be getting better gas mileage than a lot of people have. They're both staying out. So we will see what happens as some of these cars with a little less gas mileage are, well, are pitting a little bit earlier. However, I don't know if it's going to be a big thing, as right now they're just betting on a caution. A lot of these cars are just waiting on a caution. They need one to actually be in contention for a win. The pit stop cycle, Noah Hart and Tamara DeLeese would lead over Harple, Bin Guy, Shelley. Demax is in 5th. 6th is Durbin. 7th might go to Kyle Nova, or no, 7th, he's a lap down, so 7th is actually going to go to Cody Lamas. And then 8th is Kyle Nova, who is a lap down. So, right now, a lot of these guys, they don't have a whole lot to beg on. Right now, is DeLeese has a problem! DeLeese blew a tire. So, Tamara DeLeese and the Hyundai just had a problem. So, another shake-up in this 700-mile race as Nick Mace is taking off now. No one really near him. Harple's in 2nd. Shelley's in 3rd. Harple's a lot slower than Shelley. And Mace has got lap traffic to draft off of, being Pollard and Curtis. And there's Carpenter coming out of the pits, but DeLeese, tough break for Tamara DeLeese. His teammate had a tire go down, now he's got one go down. Right after the pit cycle, too, which is kind of sad for him, but man, what a tough break for Tamara DeLeese. Jackwater in the last remaining Oricom car also would have a tire going down, so Jackwater is dealing with a lot of problems as well. Maybe there is some debris out there and we might get a caution for all we know, however, we haven't seen anything that would warrant it yet. I'm thinking it's just maybe the bumps of this track are making tires go down. Shelley and Harple have found this pack, even though Harple hit the bump down there. Shelley and Harple have found a pack to deal with, and Nick Mace, rather, has not found anyone really to go with. Lamas is the next car, who's just about a little slower than him. However, so they might want to start catching up pretty quickly here. Shelley and these guys might, as Harple's behind this pack, kind of. I think right now you're going to want to shed that pack, though, if I were Shelley or Harple, but Shelley can't shed it really without Harple, because there's no drafting help there. We're under 200 miles to go in this race, and the only way I can see Nick Mace's car just looks so strong. I don't see anybody really topping it right now. Another round of pit stops. It looks like Lamas would finally get lapped after he had been fighting for a long time to stay on the lead lap. He would go a lap down. Nick Mace, however, would continue to lead this race over Harple and Shelley, who are now together drafting. However, it looks like Mace has found Llamas to draft with as well. So then there's Jay Stell in the Meow Mix car, and Delise again might have a problem. Oh no, this is a scheduled pit stop, it looks like. So Tamara Delise, not having a good race for him right now. Durbin, however, his race would go no further than this, as his you'd come down pit road here and brake, and the car would have a clutch issue, so he would fall out of the race. Nick Mace's lap now all the way up to P number 4. So now we're seeing Nick Mace, and there's no sign of a real caution coming up here. And the thing is, Shelley and Harple also got separated. So I don't see this really ending anytime soon. Nick Mace could walk away with this as we're approaching the 100-mile-to-go mark. And I don't see this really ending anytime soon. Nick Mace could just walk away with this pretty much. Also under a commercial break, Tanya Jackwater would blow up. So Tanya, we don't see it here, but Tanya Jackwater would be having some major mechanical problems and blow up the car. So Jackwater would fall out of the race as well. However, a caution would fly. And that will change everything. Nick Mace's huge 10-second lead is, I believe, gone. And it was also on a pit stop strategy. It was for debris. They finally, well, questionable debris, I'll say, but they found something to throw a caution on. And I think ARCSOA took the advantage and did that quite clearly. But will Nick Mace be able to survive this final, what could be final restart, is the question, as it looks like Shelley and a few other guys, they're going to come in, believe it or not. So Shelley and Harple are coming down pit road. I wonder if there was a miscue on the 840 480 car. Oh man, that's going to be interesting to watch. All the lead lap cars, and I even think they put DeMaxis on the lead lap. I don't know, did Llamas get a lap back, I wonder? 315 compared to 316, so Llamas didn't get a lap back. However, I wonder if there's a miscue there by Mace's crew. And Kazuki Takamoto would have a major mechanical problem. His fuel line would rupture, and Takamoto would fall out of the race as well. So, tough break for Takamoto, but he really wasn't going to win anyway. Top 5 are on the lead lap. As Tamara Delise actually got a spot back. This is the American 700 field right now. Nick Mace leads. However, everybody else on the lead lap pitted for tires outside of Mace. So this could be a very interesting play. Pitted for tires and fuel. I don't think they'll make it the whole way. They probably won't make it the whole way. I think Mace is trying to go on one more stop, maybe. But I don't know if it was a wise decision for Mace to stay out. We'll see, though, as this race's intensity just changed 120%. Did a total 180 of what it was doing. And now we could have a very thrilling battle to the end. We have Nick Mace, James Shelley, Sean Harple. That is Eugene DeMax and Tamara Delise are going to be fighting for this. Ian Dutta, I believe, is actually only one lap down now. So if it, no, actually, quite a few laps down. Green flag is out. Bad start by Llamas back there on the inside line. And Mace takes off. So this is where we're going to see where he will play a factor. Mace is gone now. We expected him to jump off to a big start. However, what will we see out of Shelley and Harple? They've been pretty much locked together the entire, last 300 miles. They've been locked together next to each other virtually ever since that one caution came out. So now we're going to see who can play a factor in this. Is anyone going to try and get a lap back? As there is some pretty crazy stuff going on here. 4 wide. That is a very close 4 wide coming up here. Not something that I'd want to do, especially in that position. You're seeing Delise and Sabre. Specifically, if I was Delise right now, I wouldn't want to be in that either. And now we've got Harple's making a move on Shelley, and Mace has got a pretty big lead. Mace has got a lead now. So, what's going to happen with Nick Mace is the question. Once again, close racing here. Very, very close racing. DJ Curtis, we're seeing Stella up there as well. These guys are fighting for, well, not fighting for really anything. There are laps between them, but Nick Mace has a big lead. I don't think there's anything really to do right now if I were James Shelley, but James Shelley has fuel. They might, I don't know what they're planning on doing fuel-wise, but this is very stressful now, the strategy calls we're seeing. Demax is trying to get by Dutta to play a factor in this as well. Right now, the fastest car on track is not actually Nick Mace, it's James Shelley. Harple's even faster, so Shelley's got the fastest lap of the race we're seeing right now. Out of everyone left, no one's into the 33s yet. So Shelley is the fastest car, we proved it. However, he's got to get Harple to go with him. Harple's been kind of a, don't want to say scared, but kind of been a bit wonky out there, to say the least, as Delise is trying to get through the field as well, and the final car on the lead lap. Some slower cars are still in this, as Harple's going for second. If I were Harple, I wouldn't have done that. I want to see what Demax can do, because Demax really hasn't shown what he's gotten yet. And this could be big with Nick Mace effectively romping off into the distance. But Demax hit that bump. You gotta find a way to close up on that 480. You have to, or else he's gonna walk away with it. The thing for Harple is that James Shelley would get caught up in kind of this pack mess here with Delise and whatnot. So Harple has to take on Nick Mace by himself, and Mace has had a car that's been absolutely phenomenal. Not long left in this race, but when we hit lap 330, that's 42 miles, so lap 331, 40 miles to go. So this could be, and now we got Tamara Delise, who has been one of the faster cars out there. Well, that's Saber, actually, I'm sorry. Delise is further back to Shelley. But they're catching up. They're catching up. There's probably going to be one more pit stop in this race, I'm thinking. Maybe two. They've got to make it. I'm thinking two for the majority of the field and maybe one for Mace, but he's got to make it to 330, I'm thinking. Mace is going to be close on gas. I don't think these guys are going to make it on one more. They're going to need cautions galore. Randy Carpenter will be another factor. Mace has gotta keep up here. But he's gotta save gas too, I think. Mace has to. So now it's gonna be a big strategy call. I'm kind of worried about this because there's gonna be cars that are gonna be really close on. There's gonna be Mace that's gonna be close on gas, and some of the last cars will do. And you don't want to run out of gas here when cars are going 210. Here comes Randy Carpenter, who's about as fast as a car that ran out of gas. He stays low and is playing respectful. For the most part respectful. He's going in the middle line. I think Delise might get nope, actually, not really. No one really got affected by that. So now we're starting to see what cars are going to do. And what strategy everyone's on. It looks like Mace could make it on one coming up. Now these cars are needing a caution to make it on one more. We know these cars are going to have to pit once more. We know that. Question is, when? On the agenda for Nick Mace is Daniel Day. Daniel Day has to play respectful here. He doesn't really have anyone near him that's on the lead lap. Shelley's in second. Nick Mace, however, is going to try the inside, except he's going to get held up actually by Day a bit. Thaber is as well. Thaber is actually working with Mace, which is not what the pack wants to see. Oh, man. Now it's going to be a Shelley going to get by Day cleanly. Pretty much. That was probably the best he could have gotten by him. Now, of course, the 19's going to get by cleanly. They were probably all over the 79's radio to let the 19 go by. Silver Fox is, of course, I believe, on the pit box now since he fell out. Harple's the only car that will really get held up, and Harple, I think, is going to leave the pack. That must be Nick Mace pitting. Nick Mace and Lamas are gone pit road. Okay, now we know what the strategy's going to be. 320 to 350. They're going to be close. These leaders are. These leaders are going to be close on gas. Shelley, they've got a draft. Looks like Thaber's coming in with Dutta. Now the top three are together. They've got to work with each other to do well. Mace is coming out of the pits. He's going to be a couple of laps down. One thing Mace can't see is a caution. If Mace gets a caution, he's out. Can these guys make it on gas is my question. And it looks like Demax is not going to make it. Demax is peeling off. I don't think they're going to. I'm looking at the math. They're not going to make it on gas. No way. They're going to have to make 35 laps, around 35 laps of gas. Demax obviously thought he couldn't. Demax is all by himself on pit road. Thaber's down there as well. And Delise and Shelley are pitting. And Harple. So we're not going to see this amazing pit strategy race like we thought. Mace has got to go back around a lap and a half, really, or a lap and a quarter. I think Mace is going to get a big lead out of this, honestly. But that might not be good for his sake. There's something wrong with Thaber's car. So Thaber's probably got a mechanical problem. Not a good showing by Thaber right there. He had the lead for a while there. And Harple might beat these guys out of pits, but no. They got to work together, though. That's Mace, I think, coming from the 480. He's at the start-finish line, and are they off pit road? Yes, they are. Now, where is Mace? Mace and Demax are pretty close, honestly. And I think Delise might get this. Not as much Shelley, but no. I think Mace might get this lead here. Not the win. Well, he probably might get the win, but surprise! Mace is making the quick, easy work of Shelley. Remember, we're only gonna get like that. Should be the last pit stop. There goes Carpenter, I believe. No, that's actually Nova out of the pits, and a few other cars were going through the order. Yeah, this is going to be pretty easy for Mace, I think. Mace has the best car out there, but we got to see what some of these guys will do. Harple's out of it, pretty much. Still a strong showing by Sean Harple. Maybe he'll be up for an Elite Series ride soon. But Delise was one of the only cars that could keep up with Mace in the early stages, or in the mid stages of the race, before he had a tire problem. So what can Delise do with Mace? This is the closest we've seen somebody to Mace all within the last 100 laps. Demax is in third and Shelley's in fourth. This is going to be close. Delise is trying everything possible, but he's going to get the bump. He's going to help Mace out. Mace has the lead still. Looks like Delise is going to get swamped by Demax, maybe. Mace is back up with Mace now. Carpenter will play a factor in this. What are they going to do with Carpenter? I'm wondering if Delise is going to try and pin him somehow. Nope. In fact, if anything, Delise himself got pinned by it. Actually, Demax might have gotten a run there. Demax to the inside. Everyone's going with Demax because they don't want Mace to be up there on the inside. Shelly's leaving Delise. They want Mace to the back, it looks like. They want Mace to the back of that pack. Looks like Demax is going to get the lead, and Mace is going to fall to 4th. However, the Legend will strike back, I think, as Shelly's got a problem as well. Or Shelly, not a problem, but he hit the bump. Looks like Delise is going for the lead on Demax. I'm surprised Mace isn't trying anything down to the low side. Probably on the straightaway they will. Yeah, Mace is going low on the straightaway. I think Mace is going to try and get it back here. However, Delise is trying his hardest to get Demax to not get Mace, because Mace is clearly the best car out of this group. Oh man, it's going to be these 4, I think. Oh, but Mace got the bump. That's the first time I think I've seen Mace get the bump in a long time. That's going to hold up a lot of cars, and that's going to give Delise a big lead with only 6 laps to go, with only 7 to go, I think. If I'm Tam or Delise, well, he got too big of a lead, I think. You've got to find a way to keep Mace back there. There is some lap traffic coming up. That's Joseph Curtis and Stephen Pollard 3rd. They may affect the end of this race. Mace has re-caught Delise. Now, oh boy, who's gonna get this? Mace has had the strongest car in the entire last third of the race. Only car that really was strong was Noah Hart. Other than that, and a lot of those got kind of taken out in the big one. We're getting ever so close to the end. It looks like Mace is going to try and move on Delise. There is a lap car. Joseph Curtis is going to play a factor in this, but I think Mason could get the bump. He did get the bump. However, Curtis is going to be holding up Delise. Mace is going to get a big lead here. I think Joseph Curtis could have decided the race there. Pollard and Day, maybe Day will play a factor as well. Shelly now is going to try and lead this off. I just don't think Shelly's car's been handling well enough. Pollard, maybe. Right now is a big lead and is loving the fact that they're going 3 wide behind him. 3 to go for Nick Mace. They've got to work together. They can't be doing this if they're going to have any chance at this. They can't. Looks like Pollard is kind of squeezing Mace down, but Mace does get by him cleanly. And I believe Day will be a factor. Look how slow he's going compared to Mace. And the leaders. It looks like Pollard makes it very easy for the 19 and the 14 to go by. Not the 14, but the 96. I think the 14 just is out of it. White flag of surrender, I think, from the 14. He's stuck. I think Delise is either, it's going to be down to Demax and Mace, really. He's going to try to the high side, but it looks like Day's going to block. That is an excellent teammate by Day. There's, oh man, this is a 3-man race now with only a lap and a half to go. Nick Mace is going to be challenged heavily by the CBM. However, they're going to get the bump probably. I'm thinking it's, they're going to get one more maybe. White flag for Nick Mace in this American 700. They've got one chance left, I think, and I think Delise just ruined it right there. You had to either go with the max or not. And I think Nick Mace is going to walk away with it. Nick Mace, the legend, comes back out of retirement. Final corner. Not even close. It's going to be Nick Mace coming off the final corner to win the American 700 of Season 17. And a fantastic showing the 480 car. Delise is second, Demax is third, Shelly fourth. Harple gets fifth. Nice young showing by him. Sixth is going to go to Lamas. I think I saw Curtis get seventh. Eighth is going to go to Kyle Nova. Ninth is going to Ian Dutta. And 10th is going to go to Jay Stella. So not many cars are going to be getting points. out of this. I think only Shelley and Curtis will, but Nick Mace has won the American 700. The legend comes out of retirement just to race one race and wins it. Congratulations to him. Let's go down to your finishing results.